So you've got some bad news and you don't know how to deliver it. Well, this video is going to teach you some tips on how you can make that bad news a little bit easier to receive and minimize the chance that you're going to really hurt somebody's feelings or cause an argument. Stay tuned. My first tip for you on how to deliver bad news but in a better way is to think about location, location, location. I know that many people think that doing it in a public space is the best way to go about doing it, but honestly, if it's bad news, most people would want to receive that in private, so don't do it publicly. Do it in a place where there aren't a lot of distractions, where the television's not on, where you actually have time to tell the message in a kind way, but where you also will have privacy. This way you help to preserve their feelings and integrity and dignity, most importantly, because it's hard to receive bad news. Sometimes the truth hurts. Tip number 2, before you speak with them, ask, can I talk to you for a moment? They might be busy with something, maybe they're on the way to the toilet, they've got something on their mind, they need to send that last email. Oftentimes what you'll find is when you ask someone to have a conversation, they're not quite ready for it. So simply ask, can I talk to you? And if they're not busy, they'll say yes, and then you proceed. The third tip might seem simple, but most people don't think about doing it. Before you launch in, tell them what you need from them. For example, I need you to hear me out. I need you to not interrupt. I need you to know that I'm not trying to be critical. I need you to know that I'm just trying to share some information with you. I need you to know I'm saying this because I care about our relationship. I need you to know this because I think you're not aware of how you might be impacting me or other people. I need you to hear me out. That helps the person who's about to receive the information know exactly what you need from them, so you reduce the chance that they're going to interrupt you or get defensive. Typically, people have poor conversations because they're not specific about what they need from the person who's listening, and the person who's listening reacts, they feel criticized, and they get defensive, and all of a sudden, you've got an argument as opposed to a constructive conversation. So tell them what you need before you say it. Fourth tip, keep the message concise. Simple is always best. Don't elaborate and give many examples. I think we often do people a disservice by giving lots of examples which are pretty obvious. We don't need to overly complicate it and overly explain it. We need to have a type of faith that the person receiving the message is intelligent enough and adult enough to ask a question if they're confused about something, or to take it on board and to reflect on it. My fifth and final tip for how to deliver bad news but in a good way is going to be, after you give the message, give them space. They don't have to answer. They don't have to explain themselves. They don't need to justify themselves. You want that message to sink in, and you want them to think about it. If they've got a response, if there's something that they need to get off their chest, it's probably best to leave that for another conversation. It's already hard enough to deliver bad news, but in a positive way. And it's difficult to receive it, and it's unlikely that they're going to be in an emotional space where they're going to be able to constructively have a conversation right after receiving that. So if they have a response, I would recommend that you table the conversation to make sure that both you and they are calm. And when you are, you can have the second part of that conversation. Why do you want to do that? Because if people are angry and upset, if they've misunderstood something, they're more likely to end up steering the conversation in a direction that's going to be counterproductive. You're probably going to get sucked into it. And most importantly, the issue, the message that you're trying to resolve and share won't get resolved. I hope these tips have helped. If you like what you've heard today, remember to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching.